So this is the way you can. Actually, we are in the middle of camp. Aida camp, it's like the second largest camp here in Bethlehem because in Haiti are the biggest. After that, Aida camp. After that, Asa camp. So we are in Aida camp now. There's 6,000 people lives in Aida camp here, and most of them like not all of them are refugee, but most of them from the villages from Hebron and Jerusalem. So they all live here together. My family actually used to live in the camp, but my grandpa has, he had some money. He worked a lot, so had some money with his my uncles, my father, and he moved out for near the camp. It's Beit Jala, but it's only one street away. So here, this camp, like a lot of camps, UNRWA took this land for only 100 years. Assalamu alaikum. For only 100 years. And they already 17 years old, and they only have the international people, governments and the United Nations have only 30 years to find a solution for the refugee. Now people say that, especially the American, big agreement, that Palestinian, we don't need no need for Palestinian to come back, but you can, make them stay where they are and give them citizenship, whatever they want. But that what doesn't want the Palestinian. The most common question that Americans especially say, why you want to come back? It's not what we call it, doesn't make any sense. But if the Palestinian who've been only for 17 years are refugee, why the Israelis have the right to come back, as they claim, when they are moved out of this land in 2000 years ago? That doesn't make sense either. This is to make Palestinian come back. It's much, sense for me. Just come people, even if their mother or grandmother's side are Jew. That doesn't make sense for me. And for a lot of Palestinians, when they've been asked that question, only by an American especially, this is the common question for them. Continue living and things like that, but continue living with what? With a ridiculous right that you've given to us? And it's an occupation. The international law says it's an occupation. You want to change it, let's start to speak together. But we already, this is the world that all the villages that people came from are painted here. So they tell us you have, if you want peace, you have to give something for for back. But in Oslo, we give 77% of what we believe this is Palestine land. And we already asked you to give us 22%. In reality now, as you can see, that we barely have, let's say 15. I will not be negative and say only 10. But I will say 15 from 22. And there is no roads for those cities. I have to go by checkpoints from each cities, and I have to stop every time I see soldier, if not threat, give his papers and blah blah blah. This is not a way of living. I cannot go outside the country if not going to Jordan, from Jordan to another war, but not by flight. Have to go and pay for them that much of money and another for the tickets and blah 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 to go outside the country. And of course they give us something in card, our card. They say that you will stay in Jordanian land. So how much time you will do that, where you're going on the time. If you take more than that time, you will be giving money back for the Jordanian government. and you never know what will happen because you're now outside the country, you might be sick and things like that, so they will not recognize that you did something, you have to commit with that. So it's not a way of living, you know. So this playground net given money made by Switzerland, what we call it, team. They made a little, you know, park for people in the camp, for by Leji Center. So this is kind of thing, like we own this land and we now try to give you lots for making have some of our land, and that's for me ridiculous. We'll not mention the people who is in prison, the people who will die for assuming things that doesn't not exist. So yeah, this is the way, and people all the time, you know, nag and say that we are the wrong people and the BTS are now, you know, that as you maybe heard of that, like last year the government of New York have been passed for the Congress law that anybody have the BDS movement, he will go to the prison for 20 years and he will pay start from $200,000 up to $1 million for supporting a non-violence way. So this is for me another ridiculous thing that the Americans themselves now they cannot express what they can. If they are anti-Israel, like BDS, that means that you have, you know, to go to prison. This is ridiculous. So this is the door that Israelis use it for coming to the camp or Bethlehem. They have another one up. This is the key of the return. People established here, so people want them to remember, you know, the refugee. And this is behind, front of this door. So yeah, and this is. Oh, I forget to tell you this. So this is the UN service for Aida camp and Azza camp. The ridiculous thing that this child, Abdurrahman, was sitting here, only sitting by cameras that been taken from that videos. A sniper came to him and he shot him in his heart. Wow. And he was 13 years old. And he was sitting in front of United Nations office. This is ridiculous. There is no humanity. There is no way.
Here, my friend, in the.
تحكي عربي شوي.
يسمعك عربي؟ لا.
شوي.
شوي.
تكلمي صورة.
Picture.
They want to take a picture. So this is one of my favorite things. This is the one that I love. People don't really care. They just move on. So this is, you know, this one was from the street that the prisoner doing there, because you know you definitely heard about them. The prisoner, Palestinian prisoner, are like they strict and they don't want to eat or drink until they find a solution. So this is the symbol of it. And for me, this one I love it.
It's nice. Wow.
This is a creative, especially with this one who hate Arabs, Muslim, and hunt them and kill them, and he's now, you know. How will be back? And this one, like Star Wars, like that one. I guess we can understand it. You know, the one who do it for freedom. Blah blah blah. Show you my oldest school now.
Like traditional clothes.
Yeah, I love it too, but it's too expensive.
Yes.
By the tear gas.
Wow.
العافية. I will show you my oldest book. I was there. I started with them like I was in first grade in a private school. I was like the oldest girl, you know, the one that will go to the private school, you know, take a good education, things like that. But in 2002, you know, the Israeli came to Bethlehem and closed it for 14 days.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello? So this is one of the pictures of the people in camp. And the sniper used to use this to, you know, to take shot of the children, but not anymore. The children and the young men, they keep burning until no soldier can come here. They want to try once to, you know, take it off and do it another because they already do it with this too, but they couldn't. So just, you know, they left it. There is no snipers can come from here. So this is my school. You can see it's not a school wall. It's like a prison wall. But this is for the safety.
Okay.
So it used to be less than that, but because Israel soldier used to throw tear gas to the school, and that made it very ridiculous and very unsafe for the children. When they start to build the wall, you know, UNRWA start to think it's dangerous to let girls being here. Especially we are two shifts. Like the first shift will be in 7:30, start the school until, you know, 1 or 2, and we will have another for 12 to, like, you know, for 6. So that will be very dangerous for girls, especially with the tear gas and things like that. I'm sorry. Hello? جولة معك ما هم جاهز. يلا هيني جاي يلا. So this is a bullet that the Israeli put it in the school, but now because of that, the UNRWA close it behind, and they do like some from this materials as a stairs that student can sit on it, and you know. So this is the like the mosque. Actually, before, you know, when they happened, the camp used to have only the mosque bathroom, one for women and one for girls. After a while, United Nations put 4 bathrooms. One girls and one boys here, one boys, one girls, up like that for. So it was 4, 8, 4, 2, 6. So that what happened, and now like we had like a speak with the old women from the camp, and she said like, when I remember it now, I wasn't like sure what I was doing in the night when I wanted to go to the bathroom. But like they start with tents in the الشرحة هذه تبعتها الملكية. So after a while, around 20 years, so you can see the pollens here. So after a while, the UNRWA started to give the families 3 by 3 meters room for the families. And after that, like people think that like it's only 3 days, a lot of times in their heads. But like in the, you know, in the start of 19 and things like that, people think like if you have money, do another room, and now it's like, you know, can't see. It's a big house, so it's raining. Let's be careful. Here. So we come back from the center.